Hi, welcome to DX Engineering's Q&A Wednesday. I'm Rod, K8RR.
And I'm Mark, W8BBQ.
And today we're inside the DX Engineering showroom inside of Summit Racing Equipment in Talmadge, Ohio, talking about microphones.
Yes, we are.
Now, there are two different types of microphones, whether it's a hand microphone or a desk microphone or even a boom microphone. There are two different types, dynamic and electret. So which radios operate on a dynamic microphone?
Right. The dynamic microphones are used by brands like Yaesu and Kenwood,
Right.
Alinco, and that would be a non-powered microphone. Is that correct?
That's right. The Kenwood desk microphones, the MC90, the MC60A, plug right into a Kenwood bass transceiver.
There's also some aftermarket manufacturers that make both types of microphones.
In red is dynamic, and they work on Kenwood and Yaesu.
Correct.
And a limited number of ICOM radios that can handle a dynamic.
Right. What I think is one of the best looking microphones out here is this very fine Yaesu MD200.
They even have a new model called the M1 that's even higher end. It's
Right.
beautiful.
Correct.
And
So-
the stalwart is the MD100 A8X. That's
Right.
been around for a long time.
Right.
And let's show that. This is a typical Yaesu bass microphone.
Right.
With a very ingenious cable.
Yeah. The cool thing about this is if you've got an 8-pin jack in your radio, you're ready to go with this microphone. But if you've got a modular jack,
It switches on the back of the desk stand, and now you can plug this into your Yaesu mobile radio.
Right.
Now, this is one of the advantages of the Yaesu and the MD100, and it works on almost all of the Yaesu mobile radios.
that's correct.
The other brands don't necessarily work. I mean, there are some Kenwood desk mics that can be adapted to a Kenwood mobile, like one of these VHF models up here that have a modular connector. But typically, you can't necessarily use a desk microphone on a mobile radio.
Right.
So that's
how about the
case by
fact
case.
that this is an 8-pin connector,
Yep.
this Kenwood microphone,
Yep.
and the Yaesu microphone also has an 8-pin connector, and they're both dynamic style microphones. So, can I use them on any radio?
No, you cannot. Kenwood has a certain pin out on the 8-pin that's specifically for Kenwood. Yaesu has a different pin out on their 8 pins, and ICOM's use an electret.
Yes.
And they have a voltage on one of the pins, so you cannot use any of the Kenwood on any of the other radios and so on. If you have an ICOM radio, you would have to get a specific aftermarket Heil microphone that has an electret, which is also known as a condenser microphone, or you get an ICOM desk mic.
Right.
Either the SM50 or the SM30.
And electric means what? There's power running?
Electret is the name of the microphone element, and yes, it runs on a voltage rather than on a diaphragm and a moving voice coil.
Right. And here, this is a typical hand mic that you might get, which is your new transceiver.
And that Kenwood dynamic and this ICOM electret have the same 8-pin connector, but they're not compatible
Right.
on opposite radios.
And if you're looking for an upgrade, once you do get your new transceiver, say you're a contester or doing a lot of DX, there's a lot of options as far as the style of microphones. This is a boom style mic by Heil, and these are really nice. This particular one is hooked directly up to a foot switch, and that's how you would key the microphone in your radio, with a foot switch. So that's very nice to be tuning the radio with one hand and logging with the other hand.
As a matter of fact, the mic cable itself is a special adapter.
Yes.
All of the Heil microphone adapters have this, of course, the 8-pin for the audio connection. On this 8-pin, you have the connection for the transceiver, for the audio, and the push-to-talk. And on the back of these particular microphone adapter cables is a 1/4-inch jack for the foot switch, mono 1/4-inch. On the other end of these special microphone cables is an XLR that plugs into the back of the microphone. Some of them have the Heil microphones that have a push-to-talk are a 4-pin XLR. The PR or Pro series of microphones use a standard 3-pin XLR. There's no push-to-talk here. That's why you have to hook up a foot switch or a hand switch.
Correct.
Down here at the radio end. And some of the microphones have extra controls that allow you to adjust the frequency of the radio, but that's not a big deal, really.
Right.
Most people don't even use that. I've never used that myself.
No, nor the lock, really. Lock button.
How many times have you been on a rag chew and you actually pushed the lock on your push-to-talk?
It would probably be 0 for me.
0 for me, too.
All right, and so just remember with your new desk microphone or your new transceiver not to eat the mic, don't get too close in, and don't stay too far away. And
couple inches does it.
Yeah, that's about it, right?
Yeah. All right, thanks for coming by. Q&A Wednesday here at DX Engineering, inside the DX Engineering store.
Woo woo.
Yep.
I'm Mark, W8BBQ.
Rod, K8RR, 73.